So now let's talk about level 4, emotional healing. In level 4, there's a big, big transition. We're beginning to let go of our awareness in the outer world and to turn it inward into the heart, into our emotional realm. We're now going deeper in the iceberg metaphor, down below the surface. And this is a critical area because certainly in life, but especially when dealing with cancer, there is usually a roller coaster ride of emotions that are universal. I know because I went through them myself with my family and my father, and as an oncologist, I've walked and been on this roller coaster ride with thousands of people. And it is just normal to be angry and hurt and to have sadness and grief and rage even, heartbreak, confusion, disappointment, all these emotions. And very often they're left to the end of the day or the week or the month, and I think this is a big mistake. We've got to embrace these emotions and learn how to skillfully bring them out into the light of awareness where they can be healed and released in the light of love. Classic story. I wrote about this in my book. Two beautiful people, Laura and Steve, in their mid-40s. Laura had breast cancer, had standard treatment, lumpectomy, chemo, radiation, was on tamoxifen, it came back, and she and her husband had spent the next several years traveling the country, going to clinics all over Mexico, the Bahamas, Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson, you name it. And the cancer kept recurring and recurring, and they kept fighting like warriors. And they finally came to see me in Florida, where I was running my cancer center, and it was as if they were at the end of the rope, and they'd come to see me, you know, as the integrative oncologist. And I went to meet them. I'll never forget, you know, their arms were crossed, their legs were crossed. They were frowning, they were angry, they were hurt. They were hurting. They came with a banker's box full of medical records, which was the sad chronicle of two heroic people fighting. And when we started, they wanted immediately to know which chemo regimen are we going to do, and what herbs and vitamins am I going to give them, and what's the integrative program, and you know, how many acupuncture treatments a week, and were they going to have more radiation or not? And I said, wait. Take a deep breath. I said, Laura, Steve, I promise you we're going to address all these issues. I promise. But before we get there, I just want to ask you a simple question. How are you feeling? How are you guys feeling in all this? So I'll ask you a question. What do you think happened when I asked that question to them? Right. Clearly, of course, they started weeping and sobbing. This wave of pain and anguish came pouring out. And they said, you know, Dr. Geffen, we have been everywhere, and we've seen every specialist you can imagine. We've been to every cancer center. No one ever asked us how we're really feeling. And so it was a beautiful, beautiful, powerful healing transformation that happened for them. And I can tell you that in my experience, not one single person that I've ever been privileged to work with or their loved ones who've been through this journey has had a deep and long-lasting healing transformation in their physical body without having an equally deep healing transformation in their heart, in their emotional body. And so I point attention to this because it's one of the things that in our culture we leave to last, and we've got to put it right up there and make this a part of our work.